Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle. For those of you who don't know me, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. Today I'm playing around with some more loose pigments. I am focusing this on how I keep this glittery pigment in place. Hopefully to give you guys some tips and tricks for that. Well, if you want to see how I got this look, continue watching. Okay, so the first thing I take is the Girl Pro Conceal, and I just put that all over my lid because I'm using this as my primer. I do also just want to let you guys know that I was really concentrating on this look, so I kind of look sad throughout all of this, which I think is kind of funny because I'm not sad. And then I just take a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush and I kind of just smooth that all over. I'm going in with the Addictive Cosmetics Loose Pigment in Halo and setting that base. There I am. I'm putting it in there. As you know, I like to use the lids. That way I'm not using a ton of the loose pigment all at once. So now I'm just going to work this all over my lid. So one thing I do want to say is that with loose pigments, it is better to work slower. I find that if I work at a slower pace and really focus and concentrate, that I don't make as big of a mess. That's why this is a voiceover rather than me doing a walk you through it tutorial. Next, I'm using my Modern Renaissance palette and I'm taking the shade Raw Sienna into my crease. This is the only not loose pigment for this tutorial, just so you're aware. And then I'm taking the shade Pocahontas from Addictive Cosmetics into my crease to just deepen it up. This becomes a very like red look, as you guys saw in the beginning, and I use a lot of these shades to kind of build that color up. So there's a lot of time focused on blending, which is something that you have to be prepared to do when you are using a loose pigment. It's blend, 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 blend. Next, I'm going in with Addictive Cosmetics Loose Shadow in Red Leather. I'm going to work this right into my crease. I put it much lower than the other two shades that I used in my crease because I want it to have that kind of pop of red and go to orange, which it kind of does with this. I will go back in and blend it all a little better because I don't want it to just have that harsh line there either. So I actually take that shade that had Raw Sienna, or that brush that had Raw Sienna on it, and I use that to kind of blend everything together. You'll notice that throughout this video I use more windshield wiper than like small little tornado. Kind of what I want to call them. Next, I'm going in with Sweet Nothing from Addictive Cosmetics, and I'm taking an angled brush. And there is a reason I'm taking this angled brush, because I want it specifically on that outer corner, and that angled brush holds the pigment so well that it doesn't just go all over my face. If I used a flat brush or a blending brush, I would have pigment everywhere. That's why I like those angled eyeshadow brushes. They work really nice for loose pigments. So I'm just kind of working that into my crease and working it on that outer edge, getting it everywhere that I want it before I go in and blend it all together. Taking that original brush that I used to kind of set the primer, and I'm blending all of that together. Blend, blend, blend. Going back in with that angled brush and just making sure anything blended away. That's the other thing. You have to be prepared to go in with the loose pigment multiple times sometimes. Now I'm using a shade from Lookstokillbygabby. If I can find what this shade is called, I will leave it down below. But it is a beautiful glittery pigment. I'm using my NYX glitter glue to hold this down. So anytime you use a pigment with a lot of glitter or something you want to kind of put in one spot and just not move, this is the time to use your glitter glue. And I like the NYX one. I'm also using a very small shader brush, and I'm not like sweeping this across my lid like I would with a regular shadow. I am actually tapping it on to my lid, and that tapping motion prevents it from falling all over my face, as well as the brush. The brush I think is key. It is a very small shader brush, and it holds on to that pigment. And that is how I apply that onto my eye without it going everywhere. So I'm just kind of dabbing it and making sure that I covered all the area of the glitter glue. Now I'm going into my other eye, and I'm going to put the glitter glue right on again. And I just kind of put it anywhere I put the glitter glue, that is where that pigment's going to go. So if you wanted the pigment to go up higher, put the glitter glue up a little higher. If you want to keep it on your lid, keep that on your lid. And then I'm going to go in and dab on this glittery loose pigment again. And just kind of make sure that I'm pressing it onto my lid and not sweeping it, because if I sweep it, it is going to get all over. And it's fine if it gets all over a little bit. That is why we didn't do our foundation right in the beginning, because you can sweep it away. But if you try and press it on, you're going to have less fallout all over your face versus if you sweep it on. So I'm just finishing that eye, and in a little bit I'll be on here talking and kind of showing how I finished off the entire look. Notice I do have a little bit of fallout on my face, but if I went in with that sweeping motion, I would have a lot more. Okay, so I am back. There are a couple more things I want to do with my eyes. I did go ahead and do my base makeup, blush, contour, bronzer, lips, eyebrows, all of that. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do my lower lash line as well as my inner corner. So first I want to start with the inner corner, and I'm going to go into my Modern Renaissance palette, which is a total disaster because I literally dropped one of my loose pigments all over it before I got back to filming. I kept it so clean until now. But I'm going into the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm using the shade here, Primavera. And I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. I am going to spray this brush with a little bit of the Cover FX setting spray. And I'm just going to work that into my inner corner. I'm going to do the next one as well. Get a little spritz and do this inner corner. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lash line. I'm going to go and take this vintage eye pencil, and I'm going to run that along my lower lash and in my waterline. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take this shade here. It is the Sweet Nothing shade from Addictive Cosmetics. I'm going to put a little bit of that in here. And I'm going to take this e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm just going to put some of the pigment right on the tip of that. Now I'm running that brush all along my lower lash line. Well, there you have it. There is my final makeup look. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video and that you learned some about how I work with the really glittery loose pigments that I do have. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you so much, and bye!